Catholics are furious after an artificial intelligence generated image of President Donald Trump dressed as the Pope was posted on social media by Trump himself and then reposted by the official White House Twitter account, calling it offensive and disrespectful as they continue to mourn the death of Pope Francis during the official 9-day period that lasts until May 4th. Trump's childish social media post comes during Novem Diales, a 9-day period of official mourning observed by the Catholic Church following the death of a pope. Daily masses and prayers are held through May 4th in honor of Francis, who died on Easter Monday at age 88. Trump posted this image of himself as pope before the official 9 days of mourning have even passed. His funeral on April 26 in St. Peter's Square brought together heads of state and religious leaders from around the world, except for Russian terrorist Vladimir Putin, who can't travel to anywhere in Europe because he will get arrested for kidnapping thousands of children and other war crimes. The general public was also at the Pope's funeral. His body was laid to rest in St. Mary Major, one of the 4 papal basilicas in Rome that was closest to Pope Francis's heart. Trump's silly mocking social media post also comes just days after the president told reporters that he would like to be the one chosen as Pope, saying that would be my number one choice. President Trump also said that he would like to make the USA more religious. On Friday evening, Trump posted an AI photo of himself in full papal attire and mitre hat and a huge gold cross around his neck. The White House's official account on Sleazy X, formerly known as Twitter, reposted the photo on Saturday. The post reportedly was the topic of several questions during the Vatican's daily conclave briefing on Saturday, with local outlets calling it offensive, according to the Associated Press. Former Italian Prime Minister Matteo Renzi, now a senator of Florence, criticized the image in a post on X, formerly Twitter, writing that it offends believers, insults institutions, and shows that the leader of the right-wing world enjoys clowning around. U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham surprisingly praised the photo, writing, "Seeing is believing. A picture is worth 1,000 words." Then on Saturday posted, "Glad to report that there's a very positive reception and strong momentum for President Trump to be the next pope, but I will be the first to admit there has been some resistance. Must keep your head down and plow forward. Can't let the naysayers win the day. Next week is crucial as the papal conclave convenes. More updates to come." New York State's Catholic Conference did not like President Trump's post, calling it offensive and mocking. "There's nothing clever or funny about this image, Mr. President," the group wrote on an X post. "We just buried our beloved Pope Francis, and the cardinals are about to enter a solemn conclave to elect a new successor of St. Peter. Do not mock us." The Archbishop of New York, Cardinal Timothy Dolan, has been tapped by Trump to serve on a newly created Presidential Commission on Religious Liberty. American Jesuit priest and writer James Martin said he found the image deeply offensive in a post on Sleazy X, writing, "Jesuits are supposed to give people the benefit of the doubt, so even though I find this deeply offensive, I presume that Mr. Trump meant this lightheartedly, even though he had just recently returned from Pope Francis's funeral mass, and he has a Catholic vice president who met Francis the day before his death." Martin added, "But imagine the incandescent outrage, the swift condemnation, and the individual and joint protest from the U.S. bishops if this had been done by Joe Biden or Barack Obama." Vice President J.D. Vance, a practicing Catholic, responded to Bill Kristol, a former chief of staff to Vice President Dan Quayle, who asked on X, "Hey, J.D. Vance, you fine with this disrespect and mocking of the Holy Father?" Vance responded, "As a general rule, I'm fine with people telling jokes and not fine with people starting stupid wars that kill thousands of my countrymen." Representative Ted Lieu, a California Democrat, wrote on X, "As a Catholic, I take great offense to Donald Trump mocking Catholics. I wish Trump would focus on lowering prices instead. The American economy had negative GDP growth last quarter. That's what he should be focused on instead of making fun of Catholics." Michael Steele, a Roman Catholic and former chair of the Republican National Committee and Trump critic, wrote in an X post Saturday, "During this period of Novem Diales, mourning the loss of Pope Francis, I'll set this offense aside because Trump, in his narcissism, gets off on our being offended. More to the point, this affirms how unserious and incapable he is. At 78 years old, he is a 10-year-old child, emotionally scarred and broken, while desperate to prove he could be somebody. His problem, he can't grow up to prove it. You know, that's pretty harsh. Republicans Against Trump, a group of GOP voters, supporters who don't back the president, wrote in an X post on Saturday, more than 1 billion Catholics are still mourning the Pope's death, but Trump and his allies think it is the perfect time to mock their faith. Absolutely despicable. What do you think?